On the 29th of November, 1970, two hikers walked into a valley outside Bergen, Norway, a place called Isdal Ice Valley. They were looking for a shortcut. Instead, they found a body. A woman, lying on her back on a rocky slope. Her face was gone. Her body was burned beyond recognition. The rocks around her were scorched, and the air still smelled of smoke. Beside her, a small stove that had been used to start the fire. A bottle of wine. A sleeping bag. And the remains of her belongings. She had been erased. Deliberately. Carefully. Almost professionally. The police who arrived at Isdal that day had never seen anything like it. The fire hadn't been an accident, it had been set, using a stove and accelerants. The woman's body had been so badly burned that her own face was unrecognizable. But that wasn't the strangest part. Her clothing was almost untouched by the fire in some places, a coat, boots, a scarf. And when investigators examined those clothes, they found something impossible. Every single label had been cut out. Every tag. Every mark of origin. Someone had removed every trace of where these clothes had been bought. It was as if the woman had been prepared, before her death, to never be identified. In the days that followed, a picture began to emerge. And it only made the mystery deeper. Witnesses came forward from hotels across Bergen. They described an elegant woman, roughly 30 to 40 years old, with dark hair and dark eyes. She spoke several languages, German, Dutch, French, English, with a slight accent that no one could place. She checked into hotels using different names: Genevieve Lancier, Claudia Tielt, Vera Jarl. She paid in cash. She left hotels without warning, sometimes in the middle of the night. And she was always seen with men. Different men. In different cities. She was seen in Paris. In London. In Switzerland. In Italy. Every time under a new name. Every time vanishing without a trace. Over the next few days, investigators traced her movements across Europe. It looked like the itinerary of a spy or of someone running from something. She carried multiple passports. She was seen boarding trains with different identities. She would appear in a city, stay for a few days, and disappear. And here's the detail that chilled the investigators most. One of her passports was found tucked into her rucksack, near the burned body. And that passport had been deliberately mutilated. Someone had torn out the pages. The autopsy produced the most disturbing findings of all. The woman had swallowed a large amount of sleeping pills before the fire. But she hadn't died from them, she had died from the smoke, while the fire was still burning. She was alive when she was set on fire. And then the pathologists made a discovery that erased all doubt that this was deliberate. Her teeth had been filed down. Every single one. She had gone to a dentist, or someone had, and had her teeth ground down so that dental records could never identify her. Her fingerprints had been burned away by the fire. Her face was destroyed. Her teeth were gone. Her clothes had no labels. Whoever this woman was, she had taken every possible step, or someone had taken every possible step for her, to make sure that she would never, ever be identified. In 1970, the Cold War was at its peak. And Bergen was not an ordinary Norwegian city, it was a NATO headquarters for the Allied forces in Northern Europe. The theory writes itself: a spy. A courier. Someone with secrets who was silenced or who chose silence. The Norwegian police investigated the espionage angle for years. They compared her to missing women across Europe. Interpol was involved. the case went to the highest levels. Nothing. No match. No identity. No name. In the decades since, the Isdal Woman has become one of Europe's most famous cold cases. Documentaries have been made. Podcasts have told her story. In 2018, Norwegian police exhumed her body for new DNA analysis, and even today, with modern forensic science, her identity remains unknown. She was buried in a churchyard in Bergen. Her grave is maintained by the city, a small stone that simply reads, Isdal Woman. A woman with no name, no family, no country. 50 years later, the question is still the same. Who was she? And more terrifyingly, who goes to all that trouble to erase a human being from the face of the earth? That answer is buried with her.